Let me. Okay, well, I'll test it now. I was going to say before we go live, let me test the ads. But just let me know if the level is balanced. And running a business today means you're online. And running a business today means you're online all day.
It's just good, but it didn't unmute my mic.
It didn't unmute mine either. Why is it doing that?
I don't know. That's kind of interesting.
It's StreamYard, man. Like, okay.
So I'll just remember.
I can do it too.
Whatever. I'll just remember. I'm glad we tested it.
How was the level of that compared to what you hear from me now?
It was fine. Yeah, it was all good. It was all good. Uh-oh.
Let me check something. No, this is me. I'm causing those problems.
Okay, great. I was like, wait a minute. Let me check X here. Oh, I can get rid of that. I'll go back to that and then Chrome. All right.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's good. Perfect. That's good. Okay, great.
Make a wish. I don't see it. I don't see it tagging us either.
Oh, did I not do it? Did I forget to have it tag us?
I don't know.
I might have.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it edited everything when I went back and did the whole thing. So yes, that's why it didn't tag us.
Okay. Is it? Let me see. Are we in? What's BizBrain? Did it get posted on the BizBrain?
It did. Yeah.
I see it live. Okay, so I'm going to. Here we go. I will redirect. Do a quote. Why isn't it showing it? Something's going on because there's only 7 people here. That can't be right.
That is correct.
It's not showing on X at all. It
says for BizBrain show?
Yeah, it says 0 views.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just spinning. Do you want to kill it and start it again?
No. No, because it would mean killing it. No. Once we start, we go, no matter what.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
That's how it is.
I'm not even going to call it out then. I'll just do the actual episode when it comes out.
Well, let's see. I mean, yours...
It does not. Oh, it does show me as live. Yeah, now it shows me as live.
It shows. Yeah, yours.
Now it just came up. It did just tag us, but it's still not. It's doing some weird stuff. It might be an X problem. You never know.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it could be. Interesting.
Yeah. I see what you're saying though. It's not playing, and that's interesting because we're doing. Mine and yours are one layout, and the X thing. Oh, I just see
it just popped up. Maybe
now it's up. Mine's playing.
Yeah.
Now is yours playing?
I'm gonna relaunch my page. Or
no,
my profile.
Yours is not.
Mine's not yet.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Huh. Yeah,
it could be a StreamYard to X thing. Who knows?
Could be. Yeah. Okay, well that doesn't matter. We'll just go anyway, so it's no big deal.
If somebody watching on YouTube though, that's interesting.
Hey.
Love that.
If you're watching, chat, give us a thumbs up or something so we know you're out there in the live because
you have that video window open in Chrome, don't you?
Yeah, the one from X.
Yeah, I can tell because I can hear the clicky going.
So I'm gonna download that other browser.
Yeah, Edge would be fine. Like just as long as it's a different browser. I think
I'll download. For next time. So that is Edge or Arc. I used to have Edge, but I got rid of it because I never used it. But I will do it again. Okay, great. Arc. Who makes Arc?
My Arc is from the browser company, but I think
Edge better.
No, I mean I like the Arc browser, arc.net.
Oh, you don't think it's in the App Store? Okay. All right. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah.
Yeah, when you click, there's something. Your system's a little taxed. I don't know what.
Yeah. Because there's all this. Let me close the X window. There you go. That's it, because there's all kinds of streams running.
Yes,
up there on X. So I will download.
Do you still have Activity Monitor open?
Let's see. No, but I will.
Okay.
Activity Monitor. Takes a minute here. Process name 1366. Yeah, Google Chrome 56.6.
What I'm curious is if you move to the memory tab, what does it say for, like, where's the memory pressure meter and how much swap is used?
Memory used 11.8 gigs.
Okay.
Swap used 2.9 gig.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So yeah, you got some memory issues too going on. Yeah. Okay.
So you tell me I need a new computer? Is that what you're saying?
No. What you probably need to do is get in the habit of quitting your browser. Do you like leave your browser open?
I never quit them.
I have all my browsers set to reopen all the tabs that I was in previously, so it's no cost. And I use an app called Quitter that it can tell. It keeps an eye on when the last time was you used any given app, right? And so if I haven't used my browser for 180 minutes, it quits it.
Wow.
And that way, it's rare that I'm at my computer for 3 hours and haven't touched my browser.
Yes.
But what that means is every morning my browser is quit and I'm starting the day fresh with all of my browsers and stuff like quit. And quitting and relaunching your browser is one of the best things you can do for your computer.
Okay.
For those of you listening, for those 13 of you that can actually see this stream.
Tip of the day. Okay,
tip of the day. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good tip, man. It's life-changing. That and I reboot my Mac once a week. I notice.
I know. I need
if my Mac starts acting weird, if I look at my uptime, the number of days it's been up, it's always that it's hit double digits. Things just start getting wonky, and I just restart it.
Okay.
I have it automated. Every Friday morning before I even wake up, it's like all good. So
good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. Good to know. Okay, let's record.
Let's do the show. Yep.
Let's do the show.
Let me do this. Let me put this back in place here. Okay. Let's see. Talk to me just a little bit.
All right. I'm ready to record. It sounds November delightful. 17th. Delightful sound. That's what we're looking for.
I'm using this plugin from Waves called NS1, and it is like freaking perfect to just clean up the sound.
Nice.
That's great. Okay. Here goes. I wonder if I should use it on me. I shouldn't be messing with too many things.
No, not right now.
Yeah. Let me make sure the ads sound okay with it, though, because that will impact that. And running a business today means that you're online all day, everywhere. Sorry.
It's okay. It sounds fine.
Yeah. The nice part was, I don't know, they just do stuff like this at StreamYard.
Why would they stop unmuting you when you went to that? That's so silly.
It's so much. It's going to drive me crazy on GigGab because it was so nice. I could just tell my guest.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything. It'll mute you. It'll unmute you. So now I got to file a support ticket. Like, why'd you do this? And they'll be like, oh, it's much better that way. And then in 2 weeks, they'll remove it anyway. It's like, yep. I feel like I'm part of an ongoing experiment.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I am, but
that's what it is. The Matrix.
Yeah. All right. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Here goes nothing. Ready?
Ready.
Do I have that where I want it? Probably not. Probably. What show are we doing here?
702.
702. That's the
first
one. There you go. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Business Brain, episode 702 for Wednesday, November 19th, Women's Entrepreneurship Day 2025. Greetings, folks, and welcome to Business Brain, the show where we take a few ideas, some of yours, some of ours. We crunch them, we dissect them, we use them to tune our business brains each and every time we get together. Sponsors for this episode include Paca. If you go to go.pacaapparel.com/brain and you put both a Paca hoodie and the socks in your cart, you get the socks for free because you're using code BRAIN. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. And also, Surfshark.com/businessbrain or code businessbrain at checkout gets you 4 extra months of Surfshark VPN. We'll talk more about both of those in a little bit. For now, here in Durham, New Hampshire, I'm Dave Hamilton.
And out here in soggy Northern California, I'm Shannon Jean. First big storm of the season, which is great.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Happy to be here. But I just got back from Las Vegas and spent a couple days there for our anniversary. And I was thinking, have you been to Vegas recently?
Yeah. I mean, I'm there. I'm there usually at least once a year. Yeah. So I was there in January. I think was the last time.
Been a few years for me. Maybe 5 years. I used to go 2 or 3 times. 2 or 3 times a year as well. Yeah. And it was cool. We had a great time. It was really nice. 2 bits of information that I thought were interesting. One was just a quick tip is to have a discussion at the front desk as you're checking in, and be sure to mention that you're there. If you're there with your spouse, be sure to mention it's your anniversary, because magical things tend to happen when the front desk person hears you say that. So it was great. A lot of magical things happened after we mentioned that word. So I just thought that's an interesting hack. And it's directionally true.
You're celebrating. This is an anniversary year for me and Lisa too. Yes.
That's exactly right. Right. So I thought that was good. But one of the other things, it was great because I got to disconnect, have some great discussions with my wife and chat without any other interruptions, which is so valuable, right?
Traveling together, it really,
Yeah. And one of the things that the takeaways I had is that often I think people, and when I say people, I mean me, don't.
I know what you meant. Yeah.
You know what I meant. Don't speak up in a particular situation because they don't think they have a solution, right? And it just a reminder that I was reminded of this several times on this trip, that you can add a lot of value without having a solution.
Yeah.
And I just started thinking more about it. And I had a call this morning, the same thing with a client. And I was like, man, I don't know what to tell this guy. As far as like, how do I solve this problem for this person? Or I did not have it. But we spent an hour on a call, and it was super valuable for him. He told me it was, because it kind of helped the mental
thought process.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we had the same thing on between you and me here, but it happened in public in a sense. I got back from South by Southwest after having had this moment thinking about you, like while I was just sort of decompressing between bands, that you were so excited about having your consulting clients. Yeah. And I get that. I mean, they were paying you, and this is all great, but I know what the consultant trap is like, and we talked about. And so, it was like, oh my God, Shannon's going to fall into the consultant trap. But I didn't have an answer, so I almost didn't bring it up with you.
Yeah,
and even before I did, I asked you. I said, look, I'm gonna bring something up today that I'm not sure is gonna like. I don't know that you're going to be okay with it. I don't know that it's going to be good content even. But I think I want to do this. And you're like, yeah, of course. Yeah. We've been doing this. We've known each other for a long time. And you're like, okay. I just said, trust me, essentially. And we didn't have an answer. We just talked about the consultant trap. And yet, 6 months later, you had solved the consultant trap.
Yeah, it kind of brought it. It just put it more like top of mind for me, that even though I was having some success and it was a good measurement, and I was like, oh, I'm headed in the right direction. It kind of veered off a bit, to where I got out of that trap. And,
yes, you did.
It's super valuable. It's just important to remember. And I just think many people just stay quiet because they're like, well, I don't know how to solve that. So
I do. I mean,
I do too.
It's a natural thing. It's like, I'm so used to being the person that solves problems that identifying problems feels like it's not adding value. And yet, done the right way, productively, constructively, I guess is really the term.
And I think maybe perhaps, I don't know what your take on this, but even the lead-in could be, hey, I don't have a solution for you on this, but I'm happy to talk it through. I think I may be able to help talk you through, and you can identify. Because a lot of times, the other person, that they'll kind of identify it themselves, or they already know the answer. and they just need you to. They just need like a sounding board.
You know what? As we're having this conversation here, I'm realizing that the topic that we're bantering about here is exactly the entire foundation of cognitive behavioral therapy, right? Because your therapist isn't there to offer you solutions. Your therapist is there to help you identify problems and have you reflect on them. I'm like, that's the whole gig right there.
That's true, right? Yeah.
Right? And so the fact that this is somehow a revelation for you and me in the year 2025 means that we're slow, Shannon. That's what it means.
I never, it's a good day to not have hardly any people on the stream with technical difficulties, right? Because I don't want to admit that, but
this is other people have figured this out already.
I know.
But I didn't know that until we started having this conversation, which proves the point. Yeah.
Yeah. And even though, we had a conversation, another example, I had a conversation in my business chat group on X over the weekend where somebody was like, hey, this is the situation and it was about hiring somebody, but it was this person that was thinking about being hired had sold his business and made a ton of money and yet wanted to come back and work at kind of a low level thing. And I was like, I don't know the answer to that, but that sounds like they're not going to be happy or satisfied in that role very long. So, just kind of hashing it out and then letting them, I think, like I said, this person already knew the decisions. Like, I'm not going to hire this person for that, but needed somebody to maybe just go back and forth.
It's coaching, therapy, whatever term you want to apply to it.
Yeah.
It's definitely what happens. I mentioned that I've been seeing that Strawberry.me coach too.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the same kind of thing. I mean, he'll sometimes have like, well, have you ever tried this? But it's always framed that way. It's never, here's what you will do next.
No,
it's like,
that's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct.
It's interesting.
So it's just kind of interesting. I love your take on it. Feedback@businessbrain.show. Maybe you've been doing this for years, and like Dave said, we're just slow.
It's okay. We can't know everything. No way. That's why we do this show. It's so that we can have revelations like this and share them, and maybe everybody gets that benefit. But maybe the takeaway from this is make sure you do have a peer group or at least someone that you can talk with about your business.
Yeah.
Because that's where the value is.
Yeah, I want to do a whole episode on peer groups. I have it on my list because it is.
Yeah.
It's so basically, but it's so powerful.
So powerful, yeah. All right, we have. I want to talk about lifestyle businesses, Shannon, and maybe in a negative light, which is new for us because you and I are like kings of lifestyle businesses.
Yep.
And that's not a bad thing. So we're going to do that. The next thing that we're going to do is I want to talk about our sponsors. I think. And running a business today means you're online all day, everywhere, on every device. And every time you do that, somebody out there is trying to track, profile, or snoop on what you're doing. That's why I've been digging into our sponsor, Surfshark, a virtual private network, a VPN, that basically builds you a private encrypted tunnel on the internet so that all your activity stays private and protected. It's yours. Think of it like walking around the digital world with an invisibility cloak, but one that doesn't require a Hogwarts tuition bill. And especially during Cybersecurity Month, this stuff matters. One of the things I love, Surfshark protects me on sketchy public Wi-Fi. Whether I'm traveling, working from a coffee shop or cafe or something, or grabbing a few minutes of deep work time waiting for an oil change at the car dealer, I like knowing that the network I'm on can't see a thing. I don't know what they're looking for there, but it also lets you bypass geo restrictions. Super handy when you're traveling and still need to access your usual tools, your dashboards, or even that one streaming service that you pretend that you don't use during work hours. Not naming any names. You're all fine. And Surfshark isn't just a VPN. Surfshark Alert is a big one for me. It monitors your personal info and lets you know if anything shows up in a breach so you can fix it fast. It's risk-free with their 30-day money-back guarantee. Secure your privacy today with Surfshark. Go to surfshark.com/businessbrain or use code businessbrain at checkout to get 4 extra months of Surfshark VPN. Again, surfshark.com/businessbrain, code businessbrain at checkout to get 4 extra months of Surfshark VPN. We've got all the links and everything in our show notes as usual. And our thanks to Surfshark for sponsoring this episode. And you know that one piece of clothing you grab every single day without thinking about it? That one that magically works, whether you're on the couch, on a Zoom call, recording a podcast, or actually living your charmed life out there? For me, that's become my Paca hoodie. I'm literally wearing it right now while recording this. It's thin, cozy, soft in a way that makes no sense. It's just so amazing. And somehow warm without being bulky. It feels like the weekend hoodie that you want to curl up in, except it totally looks good enough to walk into a meeting or, record a podcast without it. I'm super obsessed with this. Paca makes performance apparel from alpaca fiber. Softer than cashmere, warmer than wool, breathable, durable, and handcrafted in Peru. Each hoodie has the artisan's name stitched inside. And the thermal-regulating whole thing, it's real. Cold day, warm. Warm day, somehow breathable and cool. I wore it to a party at my dad's house, and they have these socks. Folks, those Paca socks are awesome. Toasty, comfy, odor-resistant, moisture-wicking, and come with a lifetime guarantee. Socks with a lifetime guarantee. Isn't that the greatest plot twist in apparel history? If you've been thinking about upgrading your hoodie game, this is the sign. Actually, consider this me waving a giant alpaca-shaped flag saying, do it now to grab your Paca hoodie and get a free pair of their alpaca crew socks. Head to go.pacaapparel.com/brain and use our code BRAIN. That's go.pacaapparel.com/brain and enter code BRAIN. You've got to make sure you put the hoodie and the socks in your cart first, and then all of that will work and you'll get the socks for free. Live that charmed life. Get the hoodie, get the socks, just like us. And our thanks to Paca for sponsoring this episode. All right. I've been thinking about lifestyle businesses.
I love those.
I do too. The issue is, you've often said goals are for losers. Okay.
Yeah, I stole that, but I believe
you stole it
from
really Scott
true.
Adams. Yeah, I've said it too. We've said it on the show.
Yes.
And the point of it is, at least when I say it, what I'm trying to communicate is when you have a goal, you put all this energy into hitting it, and then you get there and you have nothing beyond you. Yes. And therefore your momentum can stop, slow down, ease. You're not as driven because you've already hit the goal. Yep. And that's why we say systems are better than goals, because if you're obsessed with the system just keeps working and profit comes out the other end.
Yes.
In theory.
Ideally, yes.
Ideally, yeah, it doesn't always work that way. But that's why we say those things, or at least that's why I say those things. And I believe that. I think the risk with running a lifestyle business is when you hit a version of your lifestyle that you're happy with, because it's the same kind of issue, right? Where, okay, I'm here, now I can just enjoy. And you might take, and I say this, being someone that's done this at times, you take your foot off the gas a little bit. And I am a firm believer, and nothing will change my opinion on this, that we should enjoy our success while we're having it, not wait until some nebulous end, like the whole idea of retiring. We did an episode on this. Figure out what you want to do in your retirement and start doing that while you're still working. Figure out how to work and do that at the same time, because that's going to work better, in my opinion. So I think there's there's something here. The flip side of it, though, is I don't think it's necessarily smart to keep leveling up your lifestyle to match the cash flow of your business, because we all know that cash flow will ebb and flow, and that's just how it goes. And you don't you want to find that lifestyle where you are comfortable and you don't need to just like keep it leveling up and getting okay, well, I have a 5,000 square foot house. Now I need a 10,000 square foot house, and I need 6 cars instead of 3 cars.
Right.
Like that starts to become a liability in a really
that's
tangible way.
Lifestyle creep, right?
Yeah, lifestyle. So you want to avoid lifestyle creep, but then there is this thing where it's like, well, I'm earning enough to support this lifestyle, and then do you sort of, without thinking about it, take your foot off the gas a little bit? And my answer is yes, I have at times.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've done it too. And I do agree that, we're all in the simulation for some amount of time that we don't know how long we will be, right?
That's right.
And so like that book, it's Die with Zero or Die with Nothing. I think it's Die with Zero.
Yeah.
Talks about different stages of your life and how you should suggest you live differently in those stages, because you're going to do things when you're 40 that you're not when you're 60, and you're going to do things when you're 60 that you're not going to do when you're 80, that kind of thing. And I'm trying to go where my point is here. I think that great book, highly recommend it.
It is Die with Zero, getting all you can from your money and your life by Bill Perkins. We'll put a link in the show notes. Yeah.
Especially if you have kids, it's really good to read.
Yep.
And I agree that but I will tell you that one of the things that I have changed, or I've thought for some length of time, I don't know how long, that's helped me, is that live on your profits, not your assets. And that has helped me. Because if I want, I want a lot of things. I have a huge bad case of the I wants. I want a new truck all the time. I want another house. I want an ocean property. I want a mountain property. I have turned the I wants into a motivator for me. Right. And yes, you can criticize my materialistic whatever, but I want stuff. And I want to also experience stuff. I want to go places. I want to see concerts. And I don't like to go to concerts with crummy seats. I'm just not going to go. I would rather sit where I want to sit and pay the price. So if thinking along the lines of, okay, I want to pay with profits. It's kind of like the rich dad, poor dad thing. Right. Where, if for me to get that next thing, to experience that next thing that may cost more money, I have to generate the profit to pay for it. And so I start to look at, and that helps me and my family not get that lifestyle creep. Right. As much.
This is fascinating, because I did not come into this with an answer, right? But I wanted to identify this problem. But I am the same way. I like, my natural instinct is only fund my life with profits.
Of course.
And and then sometimes I look at it's like, well, I could just I don't need profits.
You could.
I could.
Yeah,
but
it's
like, no. That's that conservative thinking. Cash flow is king.
Cash flow is king. So
cash flow is king.
If you want something that's, $10,000, or you want to buy $1,000 concert tickets, great. More power to you. What will generate that $1,000 for you, or that $10,000 for you? That's the way.
Yeah.
It helps keep me in check, because, I don't get too nuanced into it, but asset rich is one thing. But if you don't create cash flow riches, you're in trouble.
You're in trouble.
I don't care. And then you have to liquidate assets.
And they are two different skills.
Very much.
And it's worth, I'm still working on the asset skill. I have some, but it's almost accidental.
Well, it's harder to, in my life, I've seen that it's tougher to accumulate big assets without big payouts.
Yeah.
Because it's harder to just stack it up, especially when you're saying, I'm living on my profits.
Yeah.
Well, if you're living a certain kind of life, then if you're eating up a lot of those profits, you don't have the accumulation.
You're not putting anything to accumulate.
Yeah,
that's
right. To buy those bigger assets.
Those concert tickets or more. Yeah.
Yeah, or more. And one of the ways to, I don't know if let's just say use real estate, is one of the ways you increase your cash flow is by giving less of it to, other like paying lower taxes, liability, and those bigger assets in turn help you keep more of your revenue, keep more of your profits, and live. But it is tougher, and it was not until I had big chunks come in and hit, over a period of years that I was able to go, okay, because I'm not talking about going and getting a big mortgage or a big SBA loan to buy a business. I'm talking about getting things and paying for them so you own them. Yeah. And, so, because otherwise you're just chasing another cash flow thing, right? If it's
it's the same problem. Yeah.
I'm going to buy a $8 million, vacation rental, and I'm only going to put, 20% down. Well, then you're okay. Can you just pay the $800,000 mortgage?
Can the business pay for itself?
Correct.
Can it be cash flow neutral? Is your goal at that point?
Yeah. And so,
fair.
So I think that's a good way to look at it, and it's helped me. And the other trick is don't keep any money in your bank, so you don't look at it.
I know.
And put it. Having things at arm's length has helped me a lot too. Helped me from being complacent. Right.
Yes. Oh no. Yeah. I find it when cash flow, regardless of what my asset picture might or might not look like, when cash flow is low, I get unsettled.
So
I'm
do
like,
I.
It's like good. I'm itchy. It's like, I can't.
Kicks you in the ass, right?
It does.
And and so that's that's good. That's a good thing. Like,
I think so.
I can't. Yeah. I shouldn't be doing this as much, or I need to do. So.
I have this. This reminds me of a topic that I already have queued up for next week. So we'll talk. Nice. We'll to be continued, folks. Good. Because I think this is important stuff. Yeah,
absolutely. Good. I like talking about it because
I do too. It's good to frame it.
Yeah, and learn and talk up and think about it. And like, I look at my assets a lot, but I don't touch them. I joke to my financial advisor. She's this great young woman, and I always joke. I'm like, whenever I don't want to call you because I feel like I'm asking my parents for money.
Right.
When I'm trying to allocate something to a new thing, and it is good. It's just kind of a hands. Not yet. Don't need to touch it yet.
Not yet. So, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, not yet.
Thanks for hanging out with us, everybody. Feedback at businessbrain.show. Make sure you go to businessbrain.show/review so that you can leave us a review and get entered to win a MacBook this year. That's coming up, folks. Your chances are good.
That's true.
Yep. All right. Thanks for hanging out, and keep living the charmed life. We'll see you on Friday. And we're out.
Nice.
Great.
That's good. Yeah. It's not streaming on Business Brain either. It just says this broadcast has ended.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, it still seems to be going for you and me.
Yeah. Oh, on our thing?
On our X accounts. And then also, if you're watching this, leave us a comment just so we know that you're actually seeing it. Things were a little weird today.
Yeah.
Hey, did you unmute yourself, or did it auto unmute you?
I did not unmute. I thought you did it.
Okay. Good. So it unmutes at the end, but not if I stop it in the middle.
Okay. That makes sense.
Kind of? Like, why did it change?
I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of silly.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, that stuff is always that way. They can't leave good enough alone. So
yeah, just leave it alone. Litfa. Yeah. That's my thing. Yeah, leave it leave it alone. Leave it the F alone. That's it.
Yes. So if you're one of the few on the live stream today, since we had some technical, or I'm not sure we had them, but there were some technical difficulties. This is in between the episodes, so Dave is going to take what we just recorded and put it in some software. Then I'm going to go up and work on it in a little while. And it was cool. I'll tell you a little story while Dave does that. I was in Vegas.
This is going to take an extra 2 minutes today because of an issue that we had at the beginning of the ads. I'm going to edit that out quick.
Perfect. That sounds great. So we were in Vegas and we're looking for stuff to do. And there's a place called Art Museum, ARTE. And it was pretty cool. It was all these separate rooms, big, it's inside of basically those casinos are like big warehouses, right?
What was the name of the place you went to?
ARTE Museum.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how you pronounce it. Arte, but it was connected to, I think, Aria. I think we went over there from Bellagio. But the exhibit was like $50. And it was all either giant LED panels or high-powered projection panels. And as you walked into each room, like the first room was a, quote, like 7-story tall waterfall surrounded in the room. And it was all done with those projectors and mirrors and this kind of stuff. So it obviously looked much higher. But it was super impressive. It was crazy. And then, you kept going in, and there was another room like where you were in the middle of the ocean, and the projectors were on the walls and on the floor and the whole thing. So it was very immersive that you were in the middle of this thing. And then they had another room had a forest, and then they had in the big cavernous room, they had various, it was like on a loop, and one of the series of things they showed was like the Impressionists or the masterpiece, paintings. And yeah, it was really cool. And they have them all over. That's great. And I highly recommend it. It was great. And we were in there for the one section, we were sitting for like 20 minutes, and then the other rooms were different things. And
thanks, JW. I see we're still on YouTube. That's good.
Thank you.
Okay,
glad to see that. Appreciate it. But it was awesome. It was really good. I was just impressed with the way the projection was done and the music and everything else that it was super impressive. The room with those lanterns that if you're watching this live stream, you can see this, or if you watch this later, you can see this room with these lanterns. You actually walk through those lanterns. They were real. They weren't projections. And that's
cool.
Yeah. And they're changing color, and they're all the way from the floor to up to the ceiling, and there's thousands of them. It's really, really cool. And, it was amazing. And I was super impressed, and I highly recommend it. The great part about that trip, we did zero gambling. I never
gamble in Vegas. Yeah.
I used to play craps and that kind of stuff. I don't do it anymore. So, we had some great food, and we went to a couple great shows. Kind of disappointed in the Cirque show we saw. Wouldn't recommend it. But, and then we also went out to this place called Area 15. We went to this place called Mega Mart.
Did you go to Mega Mart? That's pretty cool.
It was pretty. I think I built it up in my head too much because I was like, it was much smaller than I thought. I felt like a little kid where everything should have been bigger. But it was very cool the way.
Did you go in like
in the back? Yeah.
Okay.
But I had a hard time following like the storyline of what.
There's no story. Well, there is a storyline.
Yeah.
But you would have to spend hours there to start to figure it out. Yeah.
It was cool. I felt like the people that designed it were definitely taking some sort of.
I know the people.
Recreational, the Meow Wolf, the Meow Wolf people.
I know, because it started in New Mexico was where the first one was, and I know
near the peyote.
I know some of the people who were initial investors in the Meow Wolf thing. They've all been bought out by private equity that made it huge now, and they did well. But every single one of them, it's interesting. It's the same group of people. Well, it's an expansion of the group of people that started funding Apple at the beginning of Apple Computer, which it turns out were literally the same people that were funding the Grateful Dead when the Grateful Dead started out. Like Silicon Valley doesn't happen without the Grateful Dead financially. And the Grateful Dead doesn't happen without Silicon Valley financially. Like they were basically a VC funded business. The Dead were. Yeah.
Know that. That's great. Yeah. That's pretty cool. But I enjoyed it. Yeah. I like I said,
private equity funded. I don't want to say VC,
equity,
but private equity.
Yeah. I felt like the art museum, the big display thing, immersion thing was a better value after going to.
Yeah, I could see that.
But it was cool, and we got to ride in this my second driverless car experience. We rode in the Zooks. ZOOX, which is an Amazon bought them, I guess, for $1.2 billion, which is very different because it's not like a regular car. It's like this little shuttle thing with no steering wheel. You sit facing each other. Yeah. If
is there a human in it with you at all?
No. No, there's no human. It's just like the Waymo. There's no. I'm going to hold up a. I don't know if you can see that.
What's it? Just say what it is. The Zoox, ZOO.
ZOOX. Yeah, you'll probably find it on their website. Yeah, it's cool. Did they show? It's not a car.
There it is. I see it. Oh, yeah.
And it was great. It was jamming around, passing people and doing all this stuff. And it was a different experience. I felt
to me, that's the freaking future, man.
Oh, I don't want to
own a car. I just want to have that on demand.
I do want a car, but I do want that. I do want that too. I want to add. I want to add to my auto experience. Not
that's because you're a Californian. I get it. I understand that there's like California car culture.
I can't drive that to Tahoe. I don't.
Why can't it drive you to Tahoe?
Well, it could.
Wouldn't that be
but
great?
I want my pickup truck. I have to haul my. But if my truck when my truck has self-driving, it'll be a wonderful addition to when I want to turn it off.
Yeah, see, what I want is I don't want to own anything, any vehicles.
Yeah.
I just want, if I need to get from point A to point B to go like putter around, this thing's fine. This thing probably also be fine to like cart my drums to a gig. But if I need to bring lumber home from Home Depot, I take one of these to Home Depot because I certainly don't need a big truck in both directions. And then when I get to Home Depot, I summon a truck version of this.
Yeah. I
right?
agree.
Like that, to me, that's the future. Public transportation doesn't work for our American on-demand desires. No.
Yeah.
But this kind of public transportation will.
It was cool, and the nice thing about it is free. It's free in Vegas right now because
that's cool.
They're testing it.
Sure,
and it was great, but it does have a limited loop of where it goes.
Of course,
it's not like Waymo, where Waymo comes right to your door, to your house. It's right now like we go. You can pick where to go, where to be picked up within this route.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a loop. So it's kind of like public transportation, but private.
Yeah. But it took certain, but it has it mapped out. But it was cruising. There it is. It was cool. I really enjoyed it. Man. It was my wife Renee's first time inside, and it was fun. It was a good trip. I really enjoyed it. How are you doing on your setup?
I think
you're done. That's perfect.
I just need to do that last little step.
Yeah, if you're one of the few on the chat on the live stream today, which is great, we can talk to you. You guys really should go leave a review because you'll be entered to win that MacBook we're going to give away in like a month. And it's the odds are very good because not everybody leaves a review, but it's businessbrain.show/review. Just go do that because that way you'll get it. And normally there's like 500 plus people on this live stream. There's only 25 today, so we're telling you, giving you a little inside baseball.
I need more beverage. Yeah, it's right around the corner here.
Yeah, and then we're getting ready now. We're going to record our Friday Eye episode, so we're going to talk about a couple things. I've got a prompt I'm going to talk about, and
some listener mail.
Listener mail. So stick around, and it's going to be awesome. Going to be awesome.
Great, amazing.
And I could be ready anytime.
Same. I'm just getting that going. Okay, great. We've got that, this here, that there, and one last thing. That. Let's go. Here we go. Business Brain, episode 703 for Casual Friday Eye, November 21st, National Gingerbread Cookie Day, 2025. Greetings, folks, and welcome to Business Brain, the show where you send in some stuff, we bring in some stuff, we crunch it, we dissect it, we use it to tune our business brains so we can each level up on living our charmed lives each and every time we get together. Our sponsors include Paka at go.paka, P-A-K-A, apparel.com/brain, where you can grab your Paka hoodie and a free pair of alpaca crew socks. This hoodie is it's awesome. It's my favorite hoodie now.
They are cool, yeah.
And then also surfshark.com/businessbrain, or use code businessbrain at Surfshark checkout to get 4 extra months of Surfshark VPN. Very cool stuff. We'll talk about it all in a little bit, but you're definitely going to want to check it out. You can always check it out if you visit businessbrain.show. You can sign up for our mailing list. No, we don't give your name or address to our sponsors. What we do is we email you the show notes of every single episode, and in there are the links to our sponsors, along with the links of everything else that we talk about. So it's a nice, easy way to make sure you get all that stuff. Make sure you do that here in Durham, New Hampshire. I'm Dave Hamilton.
And out here in Northern California, I'm Shannon Jean. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Yes, that's right.
That's right. Hey, one of the things I want to talk about today, I'm always, I have that shiny object syndrome, which I think is actually a good thing to be looking at.
We were kind of talking about that in the last episode.
Yeah.
As long as you can cash flow fund your new shiny objects, you're in great shape.
Yeah. Why not? Yep. I think that's how you find, because so many things fail or they don't take off. But, if you get enough of stuff going on, you can, hopefully do well. And one of the prompts that I've been using that helps me is, let's call it the blind spot prompt. And to help find blind spots, so telling me why my idea isn't good, or the pros and cons of my idea. And so, like, for example, what I would do is I would say, hey, here's the idea, or here's the decision that I'm considering. Here's the concept, the business I want to start, this concept I think we should offer, this product that we want to make. You kind of tell it what it is. And then just ask, very simple, what are the blind spots, hidden assumptions, or this one's kind of weird, a second order effect, like what might happen after that I may be missing. And I as an example, where's the one I just used?
You called it second order effect. Is that right? Okay.
Yes. And one of the examples is that I can tell you I can use is, I'm thinking we've got almost 2,000 people in our mastermind.
Okay.
And I've been asked by specific people or groups of people from time to time to have a higher level. We don't charge. It's $5.
Sure.
But because it's $5, you're kind of limited on. There's a great interactive community, and that's a huge benefit. But there's a lot of other stuff that we could offer that costs more, just because it's time and then assets that I've developed and stuff. And so I said, hey. Here's a decision I'm considering. Adding a $50 pro subscription to the reseller mastermind. Here's what they would get with the pro level. Access to all the unlocked programs, which is, we have these programs, a bunch of them that they sell for like $300 a piece. And recorded versions of all the paid workshops, because we do paid workshops.
Oh, yeah, sure.
$100 a pop. So you wouldn't have to, you still got to pay if you wanted to go to the live.
If you want to be there.
If you want to be there, you got to pay. But if you want the recorded content, which is our deep dives, like we're doing one on live selling Wednesday night that I'm real excited about, this guy that's killing it on Whatnot. And so the first comes up and says, here's your blind spots. You're not charging enough. It will devalue your premium workshops and your programs. You also could be charging too high. You could risk cannibalizing lower ticket purchases. And so, people start to compare it unconsciously to platforms like, different higher end fundraising platforms. Like, I don't really want that. And then the other thing it says, does pro clearly communicate value? If pro doesn't immediately signal a transformational level above the $5 tier, people may not understand it. So I think that's pretty interesting.
This is great. And if you want to, the one thing, and this is especially true with ChatGPT, I don't find it as much with Perplexity, but ChatGPT definitely is a witness that is able to be led, right?
Yes.
And so when you ask a question where you're basically saying, find the negative things about this, it will find negative things.
It's going to, yes.
Whether they are, like, regardless of where in the hierarchy those negative things might fall when you're looking at it holistically. Now, that's super valuable if all you want it to do is be that negative Nelly that is going to give you information, but not advice, right? Like, you want to take this information and then say, okay,
I'm thinking, now
heard,
I can, yes. I'm not...
You're not asking it for an opinion on this.
No. I'm just like, point out what I may be missing.
Yes.
Right. What are, and it's just like, okay.
Which is great. Yeah.
And it points out some of the hidden assumptions. It's like, hey, will people stay subscribed long enough? You're assuming a subscription won't dilute the perceived value of your premium content.
I like it.
And it's good. It makes me kind of
super valuable
about it.
Especially if you're, and I know you are, the kind of person that is intentionally optimistic. right,
yes,
about things.
Absolutely.
It's really nice to have that voice of like, okay, I see. Great. I'm going to ignore that anyway, but I appreciate knowing it so that if I see the warning signs of that, I know where they might go, right?
Yes.
That's super helpful. I did an interesting thing that's similar to this the other night. I was driving in the car and I said to ChatGPT, I brought up the voice prompt and I said, okay, I want you to SWOT my life. SWOT, right?
Yeah.
And it's, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats is what SWOT is. And so it did, but it was very nebulous and it was like, and it wasn't wrong, but it wasn't helpful. And I said, okay, now that's great. Thank you. And this was just all voice. I said, now what I want you to do is put three specific things in each of those categories. So you're going to list me 12 things. You're going to give me 3 in each, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. Yep. And it did. And now it was like, okay, now we're getting somewhere. And it was spot on. I mean, it's got years of data about me. Doesn't have everything.
So you said, I want you to SWOT my life based on everything. You say like based on everything you know about me?
Based on everything you know about me. Yep.
Okay. And then you said identify 3 things of, how'd you do that? What's the second part?
I said, based on everything you know about me, I want you to SWOT my life, SWOT.
Right.
And then I said, okay, give me 3 specific examples for each of the 4 categories, right? And it did. And then so we talked a little bit about the categories and we narrowed it down and but that was, and then, oh no, I had one more, Shannon. I said, okay, you have identified 10,000 foot view. You've identified 6 things that are positive and 6 things that are negative. Now what I want you to do is teach me how to take the positive things and apply them to the negative things to overcome them.
Oh.
And it was super helpful because I took it from being this thing that was about me to like, okay, now here's this data set that is defined and rich and use it to create a solution path. And it really was. It was super helpful. I mean, not everything in it was great, but enough of it was. Yeah.
It's pretty good.
It was pretty good. Yeah. I was pretty stoked with the outcome. I know. Yeah. It's pretty good.
And one of the things, if you don't have ideas for how to ask a question, ask it. Ask it to tell you. Like if you are thinking, if you say, well, I want to learn about, X. How do I ask you about it? Or I want to, create a tutorial about this. What's the best way to proceed? So you just talk to it.
Talk to it. Just talk to it. Yep, I've got something to say about that in a little bit.
Good.
We have something very related from listener Robert to share. The next thing that I want to share is I want to talk about our sponsors. And running a business today means that you're online all day, everywhere, on every device. And every time you do that, somebody out there is trying to track, profile, or snoop on what you're doing. That's why I've been digging into our sponsor, Surfshark, a virtual private network, a VPN, that basically builds you a private encrypted tunnel on the internet so that all your activity stays private and protected. It's yours. Think of it like walking around the digital world with an invisibility cloak, but one that doesn't require a Hogwarts tuition bill. And especially during Cybersecurity Month, this stuff matters. One of the things I love, Surfshark protects me on sketchy public Wi-Fi. Whether I'm traveling, working from a coffee shop or cafe or something, or grabbing a few minutes of deep work time waiting for an oil change at the car dealer, I like knowing that the network I'm on can't see a thing. I don't know what they're looking for there, but it also lets you bypass geo restrictions. Super handy when you're traveling and still need to access your usual tools, your dashboards, or even that one streaming service that you pretend that you don't use during work hours. Not naming any names. You're all fine. And Surfshark isn't just a VPN. Surfshark Alert is a big one for me. It monitors your personal info and lets you know if anything shows up in a breach so you can fix it fast. It's risk-free with their 30-day money-back guarantee. Secure your privacy today with Surfshark. Go to surfshark.com surfshark.com/businessbrain or use code businessbrain at checkout to get 4 extra months of Surfshark VPN. Again, surfshark.com/businessbrain, code businessbrain at checkout to get 4 extra months of Surfshark VPN. We've got all the links and everything in our show notes as usual. And our thanks to Surfshark for sponsoring this episode. And you know that one piece of clothing you grab every single day without thinking about it? That one that magically works whether you're on the couch, on a Zoom call, recording a podcast, or actually living your charmed life out there? For me, that's become my Paca hoodie. I'm literally wearing it right now while recording this. It's thin, cozy, soft in a way that makes no sense. It's just so amazing. And somehow warm without being bulky. It feels like the weekend hoodie that you want to curl up in, except it totally looks good enough to walk into a meeting or, record a podcast without it. I'm super obsessed with this. Paca makes performance apparel from alpaca fiber. Softer than cashmere, warmer than wool, breathable, durable, and handcrafted in Peru. Each hoodie has the artisan's name stitched inside. And the thermal-regulating whole thing, it's real. Cold day, warm. Warm day, somehow breathable and cool. I wore it to a party at my dad's house, and they have these socks. Folks, those Paca socks are awesome. Toasty, comfy, odor-resistant, moisture-wicking, and come with a lifetime guarantee. Socks with a lifetime guarantee. Isn't that the greatest plot twist in apparel history? If you've been thinking about upgrading your hoodie game, this is the sign. Actually, consider this me waving a giant alpaca-shaped flag saying, do it now to grab your Paca hoodie and get a free pair of their alpaca crew socks. Head to go.pacaapparel.com/brain and use our code BRAIN. That's go.pacaapparel.com/brain and enter code BRAIN. You've got to make sure you put the hoodie and the socks in your cart first, and then all of that'll work and you'll get the socks for free. Live that charmed life. Get the hoodie, get the socks, just like us. And our thanks to Paca for sponsoring this episode. All right. Robert wrote into feedback@businessbrain.show and says, I have a thing I like to do, and that is to ask whatever AI I'm using to be more effective for me. He says, for example, the prompt is, I'm Robert. I'm a graphic designer. I need to write a business plan. Ask me 5 questions about me to make your response more effective. So this is leaning in to the thing that we say all the time, which is the more information you give the LLM that's specific to whatever your query is, the better it's going to be able to help you. And with this, he's saying, I don't know what you want, but I know you want more than this, whatever 15-word prompt. So ask me. And now it becomes this interactive thing. And it says, great, thanks for clarifying. Here's what I want to know. How long have you been working as a designer? And do you have a signature style or design philosophy that defines your work? Right. That's one. Have you worked mostly freelance, in agencies, or in-house? And how does that shape the way you want to run your business? And onward and onward. And then he answers the things. And he showed us the whole thread. And man, this is fantastic.
It's pretty good. You kind of you're inverting, right?
You're inverting it. Yes, that's the right way to say it. I like that. Yeah, because cool. You know that it wants more information. So tell it to ask you for more information. Sometimes it does, right? Sometimes you'll say, great, I want you to do deep research and do a thing. And it'll say, okay, before I start research, let me ask you a bunch of questions so I know what I'm doing. Well, you can make it do that at any time just by telling it, ask me any question. I don't tell it ask me 5 questions. I tell it ask me any questions you want, and let's go from there. And then that's fine. And the other thing you can do, if it gives you an answer where you're like, oh, this is going in the wrong direction, stop. Don't continue. Edit the prompt prior to that question, and then that answer doesn't exist anymore. You're right. You stop that trail. So that's my bonus prompt, or my bonus thing.
Yeah, that's very good.
Yeah. I like it. Yeah, it's great.
Super helpful. The key is, I had a lot of conversations this weekend. We had another event over the weekend. Lots of people still really worried about the LLMs and AI and how it's going to impact. And I kept trying to convince them. I said, well, everything needs guardrails of some sort, but the opportunity is like just tremendous, and it's going to happen whether you're worried about it or not. And so your involvement could help steer it to be better for society. Your use and coming up with different use cases to help, the overall feeling at this event I went to was like, wow, there's going to be a whole segment of society that's going to be left behind. And no matter how many,
the only segment of society that's going to be left behind is the segment that chooses not to use AI.
I agree. So there's a lot of people that don't.
They're against it. They're against it for whatever reason.
Or maybe they don't have the capacity to understand it and use it.
Sure.
Right?
They haven't figured it out. I would say that we all have the capacity to use it. But like anything, if you've not used it yet, then you don't know yet. No,
you don't know.
And that's okay. I was out to dinner with a friend the other night. Very smart guy. And he said, all right, look, and he's in the music business. Mm-hmm. He's a sound engineer. He mixes monitors for someone whose name you absolutely know. Yeah. And he said, I haven't been, I really don't use AI. You got to tell me, like, please. And so I shared some of these things with him, including the SWAT thing. I'm like, oh, here's one I did the other night. And he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah. So, and I told him, go here, I'll text you a link. Go get your free for a year Perplexity thing and just mess with it. You will find this guy is a nerd, right? So, but he just didn't know how to use it. And we did. My wife was out to dinner with us and the three of us talked about it for an hour. And then the next day he was like, dude, this is amazing. Like, I know.
I always freak everybody out when I say, oh, I upload my credit card statements to it to analyze it, and they're like, "What? How could you do that?" I'm just like, "It's just charges. I don't care."
It's not
whatever. It's not. They don't have my account number. They don't have anything. No. It's like I just analyze my spend and give me some feedback on where I can save money or where I be more efficient. And it's funny.
Yeah.
But it's coming. And I think that just like we were talking about during the break in between the episodes, talking about self-driving cars, all that stuff is coming. So there's two ways to go about it: is to embrace it and learn and make it something positive for your family, your business, yourself, or to put your hand up and say, I'm not doing that and we're not going to do it. Well,
I hate to use this phrase because it's affiliated with something extremely negative if you're a Star Trek fan, but resistance is futile.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
It's not the Borg, but
it's not the Borg.
No, it's not
however, the Borg. Resistance is futile.
It is.
It's just like
same like the internet.
It's just the internet. The thing that I come back to a lot is I remember when Photoshop came out. And, we just had Robert, graphic designer, who's obviously using AI, right?
Yes.
So let that sink in for a second. But, and I don't know how old Robert is or whether he was in the business when this all happened. But when Photoshop came out, the conversations that were happening in the graphic design community are so eerily similar to what's happening with AI right now, where people were saying, oh, this is going to be the end of graphic design. Photoshop's going to kill it. What actually happened? Well, we all know what actually happened. Graphic designers are the people who use Photoshop the best because they're skilled at this.
It'll be the same with AI. They're going to be people. The filmmakers that use AI are going to be the best at using it, not just some guy that makes an 8-second clip, right?
On
whatever.
But some of those are very good at using AI too.
Correct.
And it doesn't mean when you say that to me, I don't think, this means that every actor forever is going to be AI in the future. No. I think the filmmaker that uses it to help refine their script or help come up with edit ideas. If you watch the live stream, when I do the ads, I show a lower third underneath it. I put them all in using DaVinci Resolve, which is a great piece of software, easy video editor, and it's available for free. They have one of the best freemium models on the market. And if you aren't using it, really, just go use it. But I did not know how to. What I was putting in there for the lower thirds, if you look at last week's versus this week's, you can see a huge improvement. I did not know how to improve this. I didn't know what I needed to do to improve it. Okay. I also didn't know how to use DaVinci Resolve to implement those improvements. And 15 minutes with ChatGPT, I became more skilled with DaVinci Resolve, and it's so much better now.
And ChatGPT is better at finding information instructional or tutorials from every website you need to learn from.
Yes.
It's so much better.
It'll synthesize it all.
Yes.
And answer your question, as opposed to you having to go and watch 5 videos and synthesizing it to answer your question.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's great. That's awesome. So I mean, the future is now. So might as well get on board and take advantage of it.
Take advantage of it. Yep.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yep. All right.
It's good.
Folks,
good.
Thanks for hanging out with us. Fun stuff. I love it. I love that we get to do this together every week, twice a week even. Yeah, I'm learning so much about AI. I'm learning. I mean, this week, I definitely learned the most this week. I beat Shannon. I beat Shannon this week.
Maybe. I'm not sure. Not sure about that.
Thanks for hanging out. Email us at feedback@businessbrain.show. Visit businessbrain.show/review to leave us a review, which then also enters you, into a drawing for a MacBook. You're going to want to do that. So make sure you do it. We love it. Thanks for hanging out with us, and keep on living that charmed life. We'll see you next week.
See ya.
All right. Good. Sweet.
Cool. I'm going to end the stream. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Appreciate it.
And the you guys.